Hello, I hope that everyone is doing well. My name is Emmanuel Mateus, and in this time I'll be explaining the differences between present simple and present continuous, plus past simple and past continuous. Okay, so let's start here with this. Okay, these differences. Let's start with present simple here and past simple here. So for present simple, we need to use, well, there are two alternatives. Present simple could be divided between two kind of exercises. For example, we have there to be. I'm gonna uh, like put verb to be here, like is or are, and we also have present simple without using verb to be. These verbs are next followed by the word to. For example, to fix, to cook, to cry, and so on. Present simple. The first difference between present simple and past simple. First, we use present for those things or for those um, actions we need to take care of right away, okay? Or we are living the moment, we are living the present, okay? Past simple is easy to understand because it's something that already passed, okay? It's in the past. So remember, present simple is divided between two categories like verb to be, is, are, and without verb to be, for example, those verbs like fix, cook, cry, and so on. Past simple, it's something similar, okay? Instead of is, er for the verb to be, we need to use was or were, okay? And the other verbs, um, for the past simple, we can divide the verbs by regular verbs and irregular verbs. Example, regular verbs needs ed at the end. Okay, let's give you an example like danced, played, or even enjoyed. But if we are talking about irregular verbs, the past simple needs three columns. For example, bring, brought, brought. It could be drink, drank, drunk, or even eat, ate, eaten. If we are noticing here, the present simple use, it could be using the verb to be form, is or are, or it could use another verb or action verbs like fix, cook, cry, and so on. For the past simple, it's similar. It's not too different. The only thing is that instead of using am, is, and are, we're gonna use the past of those words, which are was and were. Okay. Next to it, we have regular verbs and irregular verbs. We use ed to change a word into past, okay? But we, for irregular verbs, we need to use three different categories or three different columns, okay? About the way of asking, it's not different. For those that we use the verb to be, we need to switch, okay? The words or the sentence says, let's say, instead of saying, you are, if we want to ask a question, are you? Okay, so for the past, it's actually the same. Instead of saying he was, we could ask, was he? Well, this is for creating questions. But if we want to answer, remember we use not. We use not after the next or next to the verb to be. For example, I am not, and in the past it's actually the same, but using was or were, he was not. Present simple and past simple are similar, even when we create questions using do and does. Okay, for example, here, if I need to ask a question, I need to use do or does at the beginning. Do you fix your car? Do you fix your car? Sorry, you're here. Or we use does if we are talking about he, she, or it. Let's say, does he cook at home? When we are comparing the past, we don't use do or that or does, but the sentence is quite similar. For example, did you enjoy the party? Okay, so this is the first comparison. It's not too different, to be honest, but for present continuous and past continuous, I'd like to add it here because it's similar to the verb to be. Okay, so let's ignore this part. Let's ignore this part and let's focus on the verb to be. For present simple, we end with ing, like, wait, let me, present continuous. Okay, and here, present continuous, we use verb to be plus the next verb with ing. Example, um, he is talking to someone else. He's talking to someone else. We notice this is present continuous because it's something that happens, but it still remains or yeah, remains in the present or stay in the present. We use ing. If we want to ask, we have the same structure of the present simple like Is he talking to someone else? For negative questions, we use not. Example, no, he is not, and so on. We can say no, he is not talking to someone else, or not, he is not. So let's guess what? Past continuous, it's actually the same thing. Instead of using is or are, we use was or were. But the structure is actually the same. For example, he was crying. He was crying because he was sad. But if we want to create a question, was he crying? And the negative word or the negative way would be no, he was not. Blah, blah, blah. Crying, or you can leave it that way. So if we compare this topic, it's not difficult. Remember, present simple is divided into two categories, verb to be and non-verb to be. Past simple is also divided by two, verb to be, but in the past, and regular verbs or irregular verbs sentences. Remember, regular verbs use the letter ed at the end, and irregular verbs just change the structure three times, like bring, brought. Present continuous is actually the same sentence as the verb to be. That's the same. If you want to create a question, you need to change it, put the verb at the beginning, and if you use past continuous, that's actually the same, but instead of using was and were, you will make use of um instead of am, is, are, and are, you will make use of was and were. You create questions, just turn in the second word into the first one, and then yeah, that's all. And about the negative part, no, he was not. Remember to use the word not to emphasize. So, in this way, we have finished explaining the differences between present simple and present continuous, past simple and past continuous. I hope that you have understood this topic. If you have any question, I'll be happy to answer back. Just let me know, and I'll be, yeah, answering back. Thank you for watching.